because we all had to be taught. Everybody got to be taught. And we still being taught. We still learning from each other. Unless you just a simple-minded, ignorant Israelite. Hebrews 10. No, first Timothy. Let's try that first. First Timothy. First Timothy. So you gotta humble yourself, and it's amazing how people they really don't want a lot of your attention span is about maybe a couple of hours. That's the most I think that you can really give yourself. And that's being written in books that all I can give you is an hour and a half a week. Some of you just coming on the Sabbath. That's all you're dealing with. Whatever you're dealing with is on the Sabbath. That's it. So you give it the Most High a couple of hours a week. You're here today, or you was here last night, and that's all you gave for the whole week. For the whole week. 1 Timothy, the first chapter. Verse 7. This is spiritual. It's really spiritual. It's really spiritual because I had not planned this, but here it is. Here it is here. First Timothy 1 and 7. Desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. But they desire to be teachers of the law. But they understand neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. You know, someone was telling me, someone was saying you need to get rid of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary and Babylon of Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. How do you do that? I mean, these are tools that we have learned that coincide with the scriptures to give us edification. And these are tools that we of old school, if you want to call us that, have done the research to realize that these things can help us to help our people to understand more of what they need to know in understanding the truth. You see? So you have tools that we use that go right along with the Bible. That's why people are in gross doctrine, because you don't want our people to learn. To take away what it is that we've been using. That's why I say, desire to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say, nor whereof they affirm. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man. So all you holy rollers and people, you're righteous men and righteous women, y'all overly righteous, this law ain't made for you. But for the lawless and disobedient. But see, some of you think that you're righteous, but then we say, well, break this down. Because last I read, since we in Timothy, go to 2 Timothy 2:15. Last I read it said, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. That's what it's saying. Study to show thyself, yourself approved unto the Most High. A workman. I mean, you working. Where? In this Bible. That needed not to be ashamed. Doing what? Rightly dividing the word of truth. That means precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. That's why even in 1 Timothy 5:21, I mean 1 Thessalonians 5:21. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. It says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. You know? So how are you going to prove it if you don't know what the scriptures say? This helps somebody be edified in the way you think. How's it going to happen? That's why he said in 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. When it says rightly dividing the word of truth, you understand? We don't get understanding by just, you know, we got to come out of this religious type mindset that we just gonna, if that's the case, we just start reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and then we get understanding? No. You can shake your head no, because that's true. It says in Psalms 119, when it says rightly dividing the word of truth, that's why you gotta understand. It says, verse 100, I understand more than the ancients, because I keep thy precepts. See, one thing I'll say, I have observed what I learned from the ancients, and the Holy Spirit didn't stop. It's continued to give me more and more and more. That's the work of the Most High. He's laboring to make us perfect. So you're going to take the labor of the Most High and throw it away? No. You come and you see it's the same as it was when you first started learning. It's just more have been added in the spirit, but we didn't take away. That's why you can open up your book of old and look at your precepts, look at those different topics that you have, and say, okay, well, you have that. Now you got more to add to that. You already have that basic. That's your foundation. You already have that. So that's why he said, I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. Verse 104, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. 128. Now 110. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I erred not from thy precepts. Even though they set in a trap for him, he said, this is Psalms 119 and 100. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I erred not from thy precepts. We went from 100 to 104 to 110. Now we're going to jump over to 128. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. Now, the false way is not following the way that the Most High said we're supposed to be breaking down this Bible. That's the false way. And anything that's false, that's not true. Psalms 119, 141. I mean, he said it many a times. It says, I am small and despised, yet do not I forget thy precepts. Why is he saying this? Because how the Bible's broken down as a puzzle. Go to Isaiah 28 and 9. Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? Or whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Meaning you're not a baby anymore. You're not new into this. You can't be new into this and all of a sudden you bring in whatever you bring into the table as what you have learned. That's why Christ, Mashiach Yahushua, said you got to be like a baby. You got to be like a newborn child. You got a newborn child is learning. You know, he's looking at this, he's looking at that, and he's learning. Through what? For precept, verse 10, for precept must be upon precept. He didn't say think about it. He said it must be upon precept. This is how the Bible's written in its entirety. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, and there a little. You see? A precept, I'll give you a perfect example of a precept. Let me see. What's that? Bear with me, because I gotta find that's the one that I think the Spirit is moving me to bring out. Look at Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. Ecclesiastes 7 and okay, Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Okay? Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. I'm going to hear, wow. It said, consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? He's asking the question. Consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? What answer is? Where's the answer? Consider the work of the Most High, who can make that straight which the Most High have made crooked? Answer the question, right? But the answer is in Ecclesiastes, 1st chapter, 15th verse. Just showing y'all precepts. This is why you gotta know. That's why I say rightly dividing the word of truth. It says Ecclesiastes 1:15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. That's the little that you need. Line upon line, here a little and there a little. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. That's a precept. And when you read the scriptures, you should be able to look at it. For every word, sometimes there's a scripture you can go to give the understanding. Real quick, everybody know about John 3:16. Let's deal with that. Just show you how he say, study to show yourself approved to the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, right? So when you look at John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. The Most High gave his only begotten Son. So who the Most High? For the Most High, right? Say for God, right? So who is he? He gave his only begotten Son, so I mean, just deal with it. Who's the Most High say he is? Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We ain't got to go far. We can say what the Mashiach Yahushua, who he said. Go to Matthew 22:32. But you can write down Exodus 3:15 and 16. That's what he said his name was initially. 3:15 and 16. That's what he said. That's his name forever. And then Matthew 22:32. And then Acts 3:13. For starters, I mean, that's enough. But the Mashiach Yahushua said in Matthew 22:32, because it said for God, who is God? And this eliminates a lot of confusion. Right here. I'll read verse 31 so you know it's talking about the Most High. This is Mashiach Yahushua words that's in red. Matthew 22 and 32 is what we concentrating on, because that's going to let you know the name of the Most High. That's his name forever and a memorial to all generations. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the power of Abraham. and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. See? That's what Mashiach Yahushua telling you. The Most High's name right there. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. So that's who the Most High, for the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so love, who we say love? Real quick. Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. Okay? The world, what world? Isaiah 45:17. Okay.
Romans what?
Romans 9:13.
And then Isaiah
40. Okay, Romans 9:13 is for love. Who we say love. You gotta write down love. That's what we said love. Who we love. This is how you can understand through the precepts. Love is Romans 9:13. Jacob have I loved. Remember, he's only the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So Romans 9:13 says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. That's who we love. The world, what world? Isaiah 45:17, for world. This is how you break this Bible down. That's why I take a lot of work. That's why it says, study, show yourself approved to the Most High, rightly dividing the word of truth. When you go through these scriptures. Isaiah 45:17, but Israel shall be saved by Shema Mashiach Yahushua with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, which means confused, world without end. For the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Who he give his Son to? Matthew, who he gave his only begotten Son. Who he give his Son to? Matthew 15:24. This is a short version. I got a long version, but this is a real short version. But I'm going through just showing you how to break this down, because that's the last place that people want to go. John 3:16. But he answered and said, I am not sent, the Most High sent him, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. There it is. So he said it was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So, going too much, that Bible is done. It's all right, you my baby. I want to go to scriptures, they're not even there. They wore out. These many battles. I know you still hanging on. I love you.
Look at mine.
Oh wow, yeah. Get through it. That's good. That's great. Okay, so we got that he gave his only begotten Son. That's Matthew 15:24. That whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But whosoever, that's what I said. Whosoever, that means everybody, right? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. First, we're gonna go to, because what he's quoting actually. Go to this. Is what he's quoting. Real quick, Joel 2:27. Then we're gonna jump down to verse 32. This is what he's quoting. Joel 2:27, and then verse 32. Joel 2:32. This is what he's quoting. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call, let me read verse 27. Joel 2:27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. Joel 2:27. Right after Hosea. Before Amos. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Most High, your power. Your is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. Now verse 32. This is where this John 3:16 is coming from. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Most High shall be delivered. Delivered, saved, same meaning. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Most High hath said, and in the remnant, the 1/3,